So the FBI says that Jeffrey Epstein did in fact delete himself, and there's no client list. Some of us are really, really upset. Others, however, are not. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Oh yes, this is a really hot button issue because of all the fanfare that is attached to his name. Many of us, not all, I'll talk about that in a minute, but many of us anticipated Trump coming back in office and then the Epstein files getting released, a list of associates getting released and people getting arrested. Perp walks were going to happen with Bill Gates and Prince Andrew and everybody else. And then we'd be able to find a 1080p or 4K video of Epstein getting deleted in his prison cell by somebody, which would contradict the story of him deleting himself. But unfortunately, for many people, that's not what happened. There's no list according to the FBI. And he did, in fact, delete himself. Now, there's a lot I want to say, but can I be real? Just for a minute, can I be real? I don't really care about Jeffrey Epstein. I was not one of these people looking forward to the perp walk. I was not one of these guys that even invested into this story at all. They want to say, oh, there's this big MAGA outrage. Well, define MAGA, define outrage, define big. As far as I could tell, people online are really, really upset, but regular, everyday people don't really care that much. Maybe y'all think differently. Let me know in the comments. Now, the feds did put out some stuff. They put out some stuff. What they put out was right here. As you can see, this is going to be a video outside the cell. Now, there's no sound here, but you can see on this side, that's Jeffrey Epstein being led to his cell August 9th, 2019. Okay, so he's being led to the cell. And this, again, is outside the cell. There's no video inside the cell. Now, I was told that these cameras were not working. Maybe there's other cameras that were not working. I don't really know. But clearly, there's cameras outside the cell working perfectly fine. I was also told that the prison guards were online shopping or asleep or something like this. Okay. But again, there's video and it's hours. It's like 10 hours of video. I'll link to that in the box if you want to see it. They're giving food trays and stuff like this. But the video that they released pretty much showed this kind of activity going on, milling about outside the cell. But after they lead him to the cell, there's no entry or exit out of his cell until they recover him. This video goes on again for quite a while. It's like a 10-hour video. I will link to it in the box. It doesn't show anything happening outside the cell that would point toward there being some foul play from the outside. Now, here's just an idea. I'm not saying that Epstein did delete himself or he didn't delete himself. But what I am saying is this video doesn't really prove it one way or the other, because you could get somebody on the inside of the cell, do something to him, and then leave from inside the cell. Just like El Chapo when he escaped. He escaped from inside the cell. He didn't escape from outside the cell. He didn't break out of the cell and then run out of the front door. He was able to escape from inside. So there could have been somebody inside a tunnel or whatever who did something to him and left. I don't really know. But again, I can't say I care that much. I can't say I'm truly invested. Now, this is Alina Habba back in February about the Epstein list. Again, the list itself doesn't really concern me. But when you have these lawyers and people like Pam Bondi talking about, yeah, we got the list, it's right on my desk, and we're going to hop to it, and nothing happens. My question is, why would you say that? If there was not a list, why say I have the list? Let's watch this. Then we're going to hear from a few more people. Check it out.
But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. we have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk.
That wasn't the question. The question was, are the names going to shock you? Is it going to be these big prominent people? That was the spirit of the question. See, when I hear answers like that, and I was hearing that throughout this time when they were talking about the list, when you're hearing these kind of politician-like, lawyer-like answers, I knew right then they weren't going to show anything.
Talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court. But again, now it's time for accountability. We have seen for so many years, Pierce, in this country, many investigations, subpoenas, testimonies in Congress, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway. We don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
All right. Again, this is February this year. This was a few months ago, just this year. And now here we are in July. There's no list. There's no nothing. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. This is going to be ABC News. I'll link to this, of course, in the box if you want to see it and hear it without my commentary. Check it out.
Now to the breaking news overnight about the Jeffrey Epstein files and the conspiracy theories officially being rejected. Overnight, the FBI and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say helps confirm notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his sex trafficking trial. According to a memo detailing the findings, investigators found the video showed no one entering the area in the overnight hours before Epstein was found unresponsive. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. For years, Epstein has been at the center of conspiracies surrounding both his death and a rumored client list allegedly used to blackmail powerful men. Attorney General Pam Bondi, back in February, was asked if the Justice Department intended to release a list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients, Bondi saying this.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump.
Let's pause. If you say the list is on my desk and then you say there is no list, my question is, were you just lying right there? I want her to be able to explain that. That's my thing. Again, I didn't really anticipate any kind of list coming out. I wasn't looking forward to this. I wasn't holding my breath. When they had those folders, those binders, I'm like, all right, they're kind of playing games. When you're giving these binders to social media influencers and nothing comes of it, there's no names. I'm like, all right, y'all not really playing. Y'all not really being serious. Y'all kind of playing games.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
And just last month, while feuding with President Trump, Elon Musk posting, time to drop the really big bomb. @real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump.
Now, when Elon said that, I think that was just him lashing out. He could be in the so-called Epstein files, but to what degree? We've seen pictures of Trump and Epstein together on Google. That does not mean that he was out there on an island doing something he shouldn't have been doing. I think this was just him lashing out. However, when Pam Bondi says, I got a list, then it becomes, ain't no list. It just gives credence to what Elon said, even if what he said was really nothing. You see what I'm saying? Honesty is always the best policy. Because we get caught up in lies or miscommunication, that's when things get really confusing.
Trump. But Musk later deleted that post and others, saying he went too far in attacking Trump. The president saying he cut ties with Epstein nearly 2 decades ago, saying even Epstein's lawyer cleared him. This is the first time the Trump administration has officially contradicted conspiracy theories about Epstein, theories previously pushed by members of the administration.
All right, so there we have it. No Epstein list. He deleted himself, according to the FBI. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Again, I couldn't really care less about Jeffrey Epstein. I did not anticipate any kind of list coming out, because if it was going to come out, it would already come out. So I wasn't sitting here like, wow, one day it's going to be a list that comes out. One day they make arrest. I pretty much moved on. I don't have any kind of tie or connection or really serious feeling about this particular case one way or the other. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Jeffrey Epstein? Did he delete himself? Did he get deleted? How about the list? Is there a list? Does it exist? Are they trying to bury it? Why did they say, or Pam Bondi specifically, yeah, I got the list, it's right on my desk? Then it becomes, oops, well, ain't no list. If you tell a lie like this, what else are you lying about? Are you going to lie whenever it makes sense in your mind to do so? I like full transparency. And if you're not going to do that, then it's hard for me to trust you. As long as you do what I want, it's okay. But when you start kind of wavering and things get a little bit shaky and the country's not going all the way it should be, now I got to question you and your capabilities, because you already done told me a lie. What else are you going to lie about? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.